And
recording in progress.
all right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Today, this is part 2 of Assembly of the Righteous. This is Assembly of the Righteous. I'm your host, Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. Today, this is the Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous. This is where the righteous come together in the name of Yah, going according to His word, reading His word, and sharing the information. Right now, we're in we're in second book of Samuel, which is 2 Samuel, and we're at the second half of chapter 11. We started off at the beginning of chapter 11 when. Let me go ahead and give some recap before we're on the second half of this, because we're only going to do chapter 11 today, and then next week we're going to chapter 12. But right now, as we see in chapter 11, in verse 1, it says, "And it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when the kings came forth." Now, right here in verse 1, I'm going over it a little bit before I get to the second half, was right after David had Uriah killed, right? To try to cover up what he did, but we ain't gonna go off. We're just gonna go with the scriptures say, right? So right here, and it came to pass after the year was expired, when the kings go forth to battle. Now, when you look at this pertains to the story of chapter 10. Chapter 10 is what this pertains to. So over in chapter 10, it talks about the defeat of the Ammonites and the Syrians. And then if you read chapter 10, you'll understand the reason why 11 is being stated. All while 11 was happening, 10 was going on at the same time, simultaneously. So when the situation was going on over here, same thing was going over here, but not the same thing, but it was the same time these things was happening. So at the time when David was, when it says Samuel 11, it said, and it came to pass after the year was expired, at the time when kings came forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel, and they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah, but David tarried and stayed at Jerusalem. Right? That's the difference. David didn't go. He sent Joab to go out there and fight, while he stayed home. And it came to pass at evening, it was in the evening, that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. She was fine. And this was Bathsheba, as we all know, but we hadn't got to that part yet. She was fine. She was beautiful to look upon. I'm going to read these right here so you can see understanding. 3 down to 5. Verse 3. And David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, "Is this not Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah?" So she belonged to somebody, but David still inquired of her. I shared all that in part 1. You know, if you his lust got ahead of him, but lust is not a sin. You can repent from lusting. You can't repent. The sin is done, but you can repent, and it's up to the Creator to accept you. But after you do the sin, the act is the actual sin. The act is the actual sin. So it says, and David sent and inquired after the woman, and one said, "Is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite?" Verse 4, and David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her. Okay, we got a little turbulence going on in the background. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him and lay with her. See, I kind of shared possibilities and understandings in part 1 about reasons why this could have happened, the way this could have happened, and things like that in part 1. But and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness. Like I said, that was put there for a purpose. Like I said, a woman be on an ovulation sometime right after her, we call period, ovulation, well, or just before they're able to become pregnant, right? But that was stated there for a purpose. And that's why it says, and she returned unto her house. Verse 5, and the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child. Now, as I said before in part 1, you never hear about what happened on her behalf. Why? Because at this point, the man is in place. Because the man, he's the king. You know, and she just told him I'm conceived, but we don't know if she was with it or wasn't with it. We don't know. You know, but he's the king, he's the man in charge. And it was up to him to lay down with her or not. Verse 6, and David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah the Hittite. So from this, I just read it on down and go into it, because as I did read part 1, since we're only doing just Samuel's 2 Samuel 11, so we're just doing that. So I'll read into it till we get to after Uriah passed. So we'll go into it more after that. But let's read on down until this point. Because part 1, I laid a lot of information down for people to get a better understanding about things that's happening. Also, I shared where the act showed the difference between this and the New Testament, where they said that the act, even if you lust, is a sin. Lust is not a sin. Lust is a thought that you can repent from. Sin is the action that the body makes. That's what sin really is. You have to do the act. Whatever you do, you hit somebody, that's an action. If I hit you, that's not an action, and you did not do nothing. No different than a crime. A crime, if you hurt someone, harm someone, or damage someone's property, that is the crime. But if you didn't hurt no one, you didn't harm anyone, if you didn't damage anyone's property, which was an action, there is no crime, which is sin committed. No different with this, but people have been brainwashed to think something, because that's what nothing. Let me just keep it moving. Verse 7, and when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab, see now he's talking to him like a friend. Man, tell me about how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war is prospered. Talk to me. He's befriending them now. Verse 8, and David said to Uriah, go down to thy house, go into your house, and wash thy feet. And Uriah departed out of the king's house, and there followed him a mess of meat from the king. That means a mess of when you say a mess of meat, I mean all kind of goods and stuff like that. Now, it doesn't mean that there had to be flesh. It said a mess of meat, all kinds of stuff. And at this time, probably all kind of good and victuals and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean it had to be flesh. But it said a mess of it, all kinds of stuff, you know. But Uriah, verse 9, but Uriah slept at the door of the king's house with the servants of his Lord. At the door, wherever the door was at, with the servants of the Creator, of David. Oh, where we at? That was at 9. But Uriah slept at the door of the king's house at the servant of his Lord, and went not down to his house. Verse 10. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto this house, David said unto Uriah, camest thou not from thy journey? See, look how he talking to him. You see what I'm saying? Being slick. And this goes to show you, no one is above the law. Just because a man claims or is, I'm not going to say claim, is a man of Yah, That don't mean he can't be wrong. This is what people fail to realize. If a man is a man of the Creator, he still got to be on his P's and Q's. That don't mean that he don't fall short, because David fell short. He fell so short that he even got a man's wife pregnant and got him and had a man killed. He wasn't a murderer, but he did murder a man. He did have a man killed. He murdered that man. He had him murdered, should I say. He had him murdered, but he wasn't a murderer. Murderer means when you continue to do something. That's a murderer. But when you murder somebody, that's one time. Verse 11. And Uriah said unto David, well, let me hit 10 again. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, comest thou not from thy journey? Why then didst thou not go down into thine house? And what did Uriah say him as a just man? This is why I try, like I'm gonna say this again, like I said last time. When a just man, when you are in Israel as a stranger or as Israelite, when a stranger comes into Israel and it's in law, you treat him just as Israelite. One law. Said one law, one testimony, but it's one law for the stranger, one law for Israel. When a stranger starts to start keeping our ways, they're just like us. They're not of our bloodline because we have a special place, but they're right behind us and they're next to us. And this man loved Israel. How I know? Verse 11. And Uriah said unto David, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in tents, and my Lord Joab and the servants of my Lord are encamped in the open field. Shall I then go into my house to eat and to drink and to lie down with my wife? As thou livest, and as thy soul liveth, I will not do this thing. That means he loved Israel so much to the point where he really converted. He converted. Whatever way he was living, he don't live that way no more. According to the Hittites and the Jebusites and the other nations. He got him a beautiful wife. He fell among Israel and he loved Israel. So he was a just man in Israel. You got some Israelites saying, nah, ain't nobody gonna be saved but Israel. They go to show how they're in idolatry and they don't even realize where they stand. They don't realize because they're selfish. You see what I'm saying? See, people don't understand. People try to hold on to something that never happened to them like it happened to them. If you understand what I'm getting at. Now, I'm not saying glorify the stuff that happened to us, but with the stuff that they did to our people. I'm not saying that, but that was Yah's dealing with us. The Creator dealt with us. That was the Creator did that. The Creator had us go through the hell we went through with these Caucasians. He allowed it. But people want to have a anger about something they never went through. Now, we still was going through it. I can say almost up to it all depends on where you at and how you're living. See, number one is how you're living. If you're turning towards the Creator, you won't be living the way that you think you're living or that you are living. If you start keeping his laws, his ways, keeping his commandments and his word, it'll be a different story for you. But I understand why a lot of y'all going through what you're going through because you choose not to turn and do the Creator's ways. I know that for a fact. I used to be in the other shoes and I'm on a whole different side now. That's the reason why I can talk about what I'm talking about. I tell you what I'm talking about because I've been there, done that. If I've been there, done that, I know what you're going through or where you at compared to where I'm at right now. So, excuse me, y'all. Small cookie. So, again, Uriah said, I ain't going to do this thing. Verse 12. And David said to Uriah, tarry here today also, and tomorrow. Said, tarry, stay here today and tomorrow, and I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. I mean that both days, two days. The morrow. You don't hear the night. He stayed there that day and the next following day. And when David had called him, he did eat and drink before him and made him drunk. And okay, let me go ahead and I gotta make sure I get this. And when David called unto him, he did eat and drink before him, and he made him drunk. David made him drunk. You know, a lot of times we drunk, we want to go get some. You know what he said? He didn't make him tipsy. He made him drunk. And at even he went out to lie on his bed. And at even was when? Is at the beginning of the evening when the sun starts to go down, or it was late evening, just before dark. He went out to lay on his bed with the servants of his Lord, but went not down to his house. So it might have been a room with bed with cots on it, or bed, things on the floor, and they got so many beds that anybody can come and lay down when they want to or need to, and that probably will happen. But went not down to his house. 14. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab and sent it by the hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter, saying, set Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle, and retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. Kill him. That's he had a man deliver his own death sentence. He had a man deliver his own death sentence, but he didn't know. He was honest, and he was trying to be honest, not knowing what happened behind his back. Don't that happen today? Don't y'all got brothers that's trying to sneak behind y'all? All this stuff is in the scriptures. It's all in the scriptures. Some people see it, some people don't. But it's in the scriptures. It all depends on how you look at it. And it came to pass when Joab observed the city, that he assigned Uriah to a place where he knew men that valiant men were. Meaning, Joab knew that, okay, these guys over here, they can fight. I'm going to sign them over there because these are valiant men over here. So Uriah, he wasn't an Israelite, so we don't know how good if he can fight or not. But Joab knew those guys can fight. And verse 17. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab. Excuse me. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David, and Uriah the Hittite also passed. Yep, Uriah fell as well. See, and the whole thing was, I'm gonna tell you my thoughts was the fact that he was a Hittite, but yet still he was a just Hittite. But people don't look at that. See, David talked to the man, he probably seen that he loved Israel just by verse 11. And David wasn't thinking, because David said those same words. Same thing Uriah said. David practically said those words one time before. Let me get that off for a minute. Verse 18. Then Joab sent and told David all the things concerning the war. Verse 19. And charged the messenger, saying, he charged the messenger, so he made sure He made sure he told the messenger, make sure you tell this to David. See? And charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king. Let me rephrase that. Number 19. And charged the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king. 20. And if so be that the king's wrath arise, as he say unto thee, wherefore approaches ye so nigh unto the king, unto the city, when ye did fight? Knew ye not that they would shoot from the wall? Okay, wait a minute. Let's get on to verse 20 right here. We just getting to 20. When you get to 20, in part 1. 19 again. And charged the messenger. This is Joab charging the messenger, saying, when thou hast made an end of telling the matters of the war unto the king. Verse 20. And if so be that the king's wrath arise, and he say unto thee, wherefore approacheth ye so nigh unto the city, when ye did fight? Knew ye not that they would shoot from the wall? Okay. So why you go so close to the city? That's the valiant man. There you go. He said, if he say that, if David say that, verse 21, who smote Amalek, the son of Jerubbesheth, did not a woman cast a piece of a millstone upon him from the wall, that he died in Tebez? Now that was in the book of the book of Judges when that happened. Why went ye nigh the wall? Why you went near to? Why you going that far close to the wall? Then said thou, thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead. There you go. That was his cause on telling him that. That's why he went close to the wall. He said what valiant men was. So what valiant men was, they were close to a wall to the point where he knew that this was going to happen. So the messenger went and came and showed David all that Joab sent him for. Okay, go ahead and get this. All Joab sent him for. Verse 23. And the messenger said unto David, surely the men prevailed against us, and came out unto us in the field, and we were upon them even unto the entering of the gates. Okay. We was upon them even unto the entering of the gate. And the shooter shot from off the wall upon the servant. So what it was is, let me rephrase that again. And the messenger said to David, surely the men prevailed against us, and came out unto us at the field, into the field. And we were upon them, and we was upon them even to the entry. So they came upon them, but they was upon them into the entering of the gate. So they came against them, going into the entering of their gate. And the shooters shot from the wall upon thy servants, and some of the king's servant. That's why he said the valiant men. He put Uriah out there with a valiant man. So the valiant man was fighting. When they came against them, they went close to the wall. Uriah probably wasn't a good fighter. See, Uriah, he wasn't a good fighter, so he loved Israel, but he didn't want to imagine. Somebody that just like you, but they can't fight. They always get beat up. But he was weak. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing here. He wasn't valiant. You would almost think he was, but he wasn't. He just had a heart because he loved Israel, so he get out there and fight with him. But now what he did, he put him in the heat of the battle with the valiant man, with the real fighters was at. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting a boy with men. Boy can't beat no man. Man, I'm talking about a man. So a boy can't beat a man. put a boy out there, he gonna get beat down. He put him out there. He put the boy out there with valiant men, and and the valiant men, they did their thing. But this is how Uriah got killed. And the messenger said unto them, here we go. Verse 24, back at 24. And the shooters shot from off the wall upon thy servants, and some of the king's servant is dead, be dead, and thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead also. Just letting it be known. So he mainly let him know. See, Joab sent the boy back there to give him the story, let him know what's going on, but mainly let him know what happened so he understood that Uriah is dead. So he said he charged him to make sure you let it be known that Uriah is passed. He's dead. You know. Mm-hmm. Uriah the Hittite died also. Mm-mm-mm.
This is what you call a scheme.
That's exactly what it is, bruh.
Oh my goodness. I mean, look what he went through.
That's something, ain't it?
I mean, I've read it before, but it's like every time you read it,
You can see it differently, don't you?
What?
You know what? Hey, let me finish up. I want your point of view on it, okay? Let me finish it up real quick. I'm glad you're hot now. I'm glad I hear you. Hold on. Let me get this together. And thy servant Uriah the Hittite is dead. Verse 25. Only got 3 more verses. 25. Then David said unto the messenger, thus shalt thou say unto Joab, let not this thing displease thee, for the sword devour one as well as another. Make thy battle more strong against the city, and overthrow it, and encourage thou him. See, that was his way of telling Joab, okay, good. That was their sign against each other. Verse 26. And when the wife of Uriah heard that Uriah, her husband, was dead, she mourned for her husband. So she did love him. She mourned for her husband when the wife of Uriah. 27, the last verse. And when the morning was past, see, when the morning was past, when she got through crying, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife, and bare him a son. But the thing that David had done displeased Yah. You see that? Come on with it. Come on with it, Cass. Let me hear what you guys say, bro. And when the morning was past, David sent and fetched her to his house, and she became his wife. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Put this in pink. Cass, come on, bro. Let me hear from you. But but the thing displeased Yah. Let me put this together.
Okay.
Yeah, like you said, it's like a scheme. You know what I'm saying? It's a scheme. Not like a scheme. It was a scheme.
Try to find what was the commander's name?
Joab.
Right. So he's guilty. The messenger's guilty. They're all guilty.
But no, That was his command. He had to do what the king said do. I mean,
You know, at the moment, you heard of Jack, Judge.
what's Jack? There's a lot of Jacks out there.
Okay, Jack, not the motor car. It's an organization, the military arm of the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's a lot of these. Right. The world today, as we know it, is being run by some powerful men.
There you go.
But they're not up front. They give orders
Right.
and they carry them out. So what's happening right now with Jack is that these people who were taking the orders and helping to execute them, once they go through an interrogation process, they'll find out how deep they were, and if they knew, would they participate?
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of them now are getting a lighter sentence, whereas others are getting using their heads. That's happening right now.
I agree.
I don't know if you came across it. So Guantanamo Bay was set up for us.
Say what?
It was set up for us.
Oh yeah, was set up for. I thought you said it is set up.
FEMA was the same,
That's true.
but they're the ones who are benefiting from it now. So anyway, what I'm saying is that a lot of them have gone there. They put them on trial, and some of them get lighter sentence because if they knew really what they were doing was wrong, they would they wouldn't do it. So it's like this right now. This guy deliberately followed those orders. I mean, I was working during COVID on a weekend as security. And the things that were putting these people through. If you come into your establishment, like for a meal or various different things, and after a while, I just couldn't do it. I just told him one night, I said, listen, don't call me, and I won't call you. I'm out of here. Not coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't do the things to these people. So, yes, they had orders, and he was the king, but I probably would have to lose my head. It's like I got a traffic ticket a while back, and I posed a couple of questions to the policeman because I asked him to send me a name because they just sent a thing with a P.O. box, not signed or anything. So I asked him I wrote back and I said, whoever sent this need to send me a name of a person or someone that I can address and a proper address.
Right.
During this, then I will have something to say about what you sent me. And he did. I thought, thank you, you idiot. Coming out to you now. Anyway, I posed a few questions to this person about authority and claim and so forth. Then I said, now who put you up to this? They went on to ask, oh, of course, your boss. And your boss got his orders from the king or the queen.
Right.
I said, but who to say that she is my queen? And I went on and on and on and on and on and sent it off. Never heard from him again. Because they were saying I was doing 56 in a 40 zone. And if you go there on a daily basis, this road, I've been traveling for years. If you speed down there, you are totally out of your mind. Because it's always busy, basically. So you couldn't be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was picked up by a traffic camera. Anyway, there was no victim. So
There was no crime.
yeah, we couldn't prove anything. Yeah, but this thing here, man, I mean, when you read this book, you know, I told these people that this is not a religious book. It's a book of trust, book of it's coded,
Yep.
and a book of the way of life.
History.
You know, yeah. And when you look at it, it's happening today.
Yep. That's why I try to bring out.
You know, there was a Malaysian airline, I think, who just disappeared at one point a couple of years back. And I think a long time, I don't think they can't remember if they found it, but on it was 3 guys who was a partner in this company. So they were going over there to finalize a deal. But in their contract, if 3 people died, something to that effect anyway, one would become head of it all. So he basically set it up through some other people to destroy that plane with these people on there just to gain all that finance.
But that was in their contract. They said, well, if anybody passed, one of them gonna end up getting it.
Yeah,
I'd been scared of that anyway, just saying that in the first place.
I know. Well, that's what came out in the newspaper anyway. But boy, I think more money takes out many people's life.
That's the way it is, bro. But for this to happen right here, see, at this time, David was the king and nobody was over them except the creator.
Right.
And if when David sent him out there and told him to put him in the heat of the battle, all he could do is do what the king said do. That's what, from what my point of view is.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, you know, so he was doing what was said, but that's the reason why at the end of it said, but the thing that David had done displeased Yah, displeased the creator. See, David did that because number one is David went and sought that woman, got her pregnant, then you don't have a man killed because of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
That was wrong.
Nothing wrong. Seriously.
Joanne, you still up or you sleep?
Remember, is this the... Who was it now? Was it Saul involved somewhere here? Can't remember now.
In this story? At what point?
David. Who came to David? Because I can vaguely remember this years ago that he came and was given an illustration.
That's coming up next week.
Okay.
That's Nathan.
Oh, yeah. I like the way he did that. Basically trapped him, really. Yeah.
And David wasn't thinking. But yep. But he also did it in a time where David
Let
wasn't.
me know who it is. I'm going to strangle him. Let me know who it is.
That's next week. Yep. We're going to start on that one next week. And it's called Nathan Rebukes David. Yep. So this right here, I like to go. The reason why I like to go through it the way I do is to break down and show you the difference of things going on today. Same thing right here in the book. No different. A different time era. It's a different era in time, let me put it like that. But the same situation is still happening.
Yep.
Yep. So when people start to realize, huh?
What do you say as to the future with things like this?
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Cut out. See, prophecy. I'm glad you asked that question. You talking about in today's time, right?
Well, no, in the future, from now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In today's time. Oh, that's getting ready to get cut off. See, people don't even realize prophecy is happening right now. Trump is already fulfilling prophecy through the creator is using Trump to fulfill prophecy now. The people are going back to the lands. He broke down this gender war. He's breaking it down. It's not totally broken. All these men that's trying to be women, and women trying to be men, and men trying to go into women's bathroom, all that stuff. He said it's two genders, male and female. That's it. If you went and cut your privates off, you still a man. You just damaging your. And you'll find that in Deuteronomy chapter 23, the first 2 or 3 verses. It talks about if a man with his private members cut off or what have you, will not enter into the congregation of the Creator for so long or whatever it says. But it talks about that. See what I'm saying? So these are things that the Creator talked about and is in the law. It's coming back to that. The women that's having all these abortions, that's breaking down. That all this stuff is the evil is ending slowly but surely. All this evil stuff, the stuff that you recognizing as evil first, is breaking down. The people going back to their own land is happening right now. There's so much going on that people can't see because they don't know scripture. Prophecy is going on right now. Like I always tell them, we after the 400 years. The 400 years, we after the 400 years, the nation has been judged. That nation, which is Rome, has been judged with the coronavirus and also the jab. That's the mark of the system to me. Besides anything else people can make up, but that's mainly the mark. And now that those has happened, now you're coming out with the gender wars. Right after think about it. The main thing came in right after that point was all this gayism and all this stuff is really just flabbergasted the world. Just coming up. Gay just bloomed up like a flower. Right? Now, it bloomed up like a flower. I'm just here to give you facts and truth. People want to, whatever, how you want to take it, I just give you the facts. That gayism blew up like flower. What you call it, pedophilia was blooming. It didn't really come out, but they was trying to put it up there, way certain things were going. You even seen certain senators and certain police, all kinds of stuff we seen, but people wouldn't say. The murdering of our people in the streets, that was going on. All the stuff has been going on right in front of people's face, and they couldn't even see it. Then when Kamala was trying to get in when her and Trump, if Kamala would have got in, it'd have been over. It'd have been, well, I can say it'd have been over because Craig would still have turned it around. But it would have been so fully blown, these gays would have been running everything. Let me just say, the ABC community would have been running everything. Everything.
More so than they are today.
Say again?
I said more so than they are today.
Exactly. But Trump came in, put a stop to it. And to me, I look at everybody that's against them that can't see, they of the Satan. They of this. Anybody that's with the Democratic Party in this day and time is of the satanic. And not me, I'm not with either side. But for what I'm seeing, what Trump is trying to put, huh?
I said demon.
Yeah, there you go. Demon crack.
Yeah, I said to my niece last week, we're talking and she says, don't you see what Trump is doing? He's doing this to the Democrats, then said, you know what? Democratic, that's what they are. Would you say such a thing? I am not a Democrat. I said, well, you need to go and do some studying.
There you go.
And she just went on and on. And I thought, okay, let's leave this alone.
Because they don't research. They do this. They don't, what we doing right now is studying and research. They follow people and do a lot of this. Then when you give them facts, oh well, he just fabricated. They always talk off the top of their head and give excuses, but they don't do no research and find out the facts.
I was going to church before she was born. She's my niece.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my cousin. And boy, she turned out to be just like the mother. Oh my goodness. I met her, my auntie in California. Gosh. What year was it? 89. 89. And she wanted me to return to the Lord because we were Seventh-day Adventists, which is you go on the Sabbath, as they call it, right? But I broke away because I've been asking questions and I wasn't getting the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So I just leave. And where I was getting the answers, I decided to go there. And after a while, I realized that, nope, something's still not right. Yeah. But anyway, my auntie, she just went on and on till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I thought,
they can do a lot of talking, can't they?
Yeah, I'm going to bed. So I left it. And this daughter of hers came up many years later, and just the same as her mother. They will not listen. They know everything and knew nothing at all. So just kind of leave that alone. But I got another friend. We're talking about Trump. I hate that man. Oh my God. And he was just going on and on. And I couldn't understand why. It was a couple of days later. My daughter told me. Don't you know that his daughter is one of the ABC community? Now I realize why he hated him.
There you go. They have no understanding that. But if you notice, those people are not in the scriptures to understand what the Creator thinks.
It's just for themselves.
And that's where we are. That's where the world is today.
He says you only have Adam and Steve, not Adam. It says not Adam and Steve, but Adam and Eve.
That's right. It's sad, bro.
Very sad.
Yeah.
I was in a store a couple of days. I think it was probably Monday, and this supposedly, but I know he isn't. I think it's just a fashion. Long dreadlocks. Really fun. So he says, these? And it was like, whoop. Anyway, I step away and he asked for a particular brand of something to do with his eyes. So I said to him, when was the last time you did your blood sugar? He said, no, I don't have diabetes. I'm something. He said, I'm an air hostess, and, my eyes get red. I said, I know, it happens to me sometimes, I used to, and I hate it. I hate to look at people with my red eyes. Anyway, why I brought that up is because of his accent, the way he spoke. I thought, a Rastaman is an ABC community? Whoa, it was so shocking.
Really?
But he's not a Rasta. It's just a style for some of these people. They grow these long dreadlocks. But then when he said what he did as a job, I said, oh, there you go. That's the reason why. The hospitality industry has the biggest amount of those type of people.
Yeah. Well, they've grown. If anything, they've grown to be that way because they didn't used to be, but they really grown to be that way. Because I used to be in hospitality. I was a banquet server as well.
Right. I went to they call him TUI airline. I went for a job as a passenger service assistant. So they trained me for a week, 2 weeks rather. And at one point, like 3-4 days in the training, this one lady came up to me and she says, "You about your man?" I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I mean, a complete stranger."
As you, a bati, right? A bati man.
We better leave that out, your thing there.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you later. Part of the ABC thing you're talking about.
I know. I heard about that. That's how they call them.
Yeah. So, I said, "How could you?" He said, "I heard you spoke before and I could pick it up." She recognized that I was from JN. So she feels that she can talk to me blunt and plain like that. She said, "If you're not, then you're not going to get this job."
Really?
I said, "How can you say that?"
I would have. I would have reported her right then and there. She wouldn't know it, but I.
Hold on, I'm coming. And she said, "Trust me, you're not going to get it." So the week went on. 2 weeks come, we come to the end of the 2 weeks. The manager came to me and he said, he sent for me. I went to his office. He said, "I'm ever so sorry, but the job's been taken internally. One department closed and we had to find somewhere to put them." I thought to myself, what an excuse. You see, you're there and they're assessing your behavior, your mannerism, right? And if you're not that way inclined, you're not going to get it. Like the lady told me, she wasn't taking up for them. She was just letting me know that I'm wasting my time.
Oh, really? So yeah. Down the line, she already knew that. Okay, it's not I'm taking up for them, but I already know what's going who they want.
Yeah, she works there, but she's not up that department.
Okay, I got you.
But she knows that everyone in that department are that way inclined. Yeah. So during the time, they will be asking you questions, and you don't really know the reason for some of the questions, but they're assessing you. So if you sound like you're somebody that can easily be broken to step over that direction, yeah, it's good. But I mean, as they talk to me through the period, obviously they realize that it's a no way, Jose, kind of stuff. Yeah, but that was quite. It kind of opened my eyes to where the world runs, you know.
Certain parts of it.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy though, man. It goes to show that, and she just let you know flat out. That right there goes to show how far and how much they've taken over.
But hey, you know, everything is for time.
I just try to open people's minds up to prophecy, what's going on today, what's happening, and it'll be up to them from there.
Yep, to make your own decisions.
That's right.
What is it? Spoke to Shelly a couple of days ago.
Let's pause it. I'm going to pause you, and then we'll talk on that in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Other than that, since we're at the end of this point right here, Just want to share with everybody that this was 2 Samuel chapter 11, David, BathSheba, and Uriah. Other than that, just want to share with everybody that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. And that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Just wanted to share that with everybody, letting everybody know where we are, where we at in this day and time, and also the things in the stories of time past is still here today. It's just up to us to recognize where we are in these stories and how they apply to us today as well. So it's up to us to get right in the things that we're doing, turn back to the Creator, keep His laws, His ways, and His statutes, His commandments as we grow. So other than that, we're going to do the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. That's Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. This is the priestly benediction, and this is what the Creator told Moses to tell to Aaron. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name, which is his law, upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shegebo Vakuto Viola Vaed Hallelujah. Hear, O ye Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Bless you, Father. Thank you for another beautiful Sabbath day. Thank you for your word. Thank you for all you've given us. We thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others and help people in every way. And thank you, and we ask you to put your spirit of your Ruach upon us to lead and guide us. In your holy word we pray. Hallelujah. 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 All right. So right now, what we're doing is, if you'd like to get in contact with me, please give me a call or text at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. You can always email me as well at email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Also, now, if you'd like to connect with me, or should I say, if you'd like to look at part 1 and part 2, you can see them part 1 and part 2 on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. That's part 1 and part 2 on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, YouTube is JuicePro33, and you can see that on YouTube Live. Part 1 and part 2 on YouTube Live at JuicePro33. As JuicePro33. Please like, subscribe, and share. And you can also catch part 1 and part 2 on Instagram. My Instagram is Lakine_the Juice, which is spelled LKHYM_the underscore THEJUICE. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. All right. That is YouTube. Please subscribe, and share on YouTube. Now on Instagram, we're at Lakaim underscore the juice. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's Instagram. Excuse me. And also on Facebook, part 1 and part 2. On Facebook, you'll find part 1 and part 2 under MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. That's MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. All right. Those for part 1 and part 2s. Now for the full version from Zoom, the full version is on YouTube as well, as we share. Is on YouTube under video. The YouTube under video, and that's under JUICEPRO33. Again, that's video on YouTube. Should I say on YouTube under video, JUICEPRO33 on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share if you like. Don't forget, Instagram is LKHYYM. Excuse me, not Instagram. I'm bad. I meant X Twitter. Y'all see it's kind of coming down on me. I feel it coming down on my eyes real quick. X, formerly known as Twitter, which is the full version as well, is still JuicePro33. JUICEPRO33. That's JUICEPRO33 on X, formerly known as Twitter. Also, you can go to patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM. Last but not totally last, but almost. Rumble.com as well. That's rumble.com/ excuse me, y'all. LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/ LKHYYM. Now, if you'd like to check me out on TikTok, my TikTok is the same as my Instagram, which is LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's at LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. All right. That's Patreon and rumble.com. Rumble.com/ LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/ LKHYYM. If I didn't just say that. But also the last for the social medias is TikTok. My TikTok is the same as Instagram. I think I just said those. But if I didn't, TikTok is LKHYYM. Excuse me, y'all. It's coming down on me. That's LKHYYM underscore the juice. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. And my other TikTok, last but not least, is Michael the Juice Harris. That's at MICHAEL THEJUICE HARRIS. Again, MICHAEL THEJUICE HARRIS. That's my other TikTok. Now, for the platforms for Zoom, on Sunday, what we call Sunday, on Sunday nights at 9 p.m., 9 p.m. Sunday, we're here at Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Monday nights we're here at Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Tuesdays, we're here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and we have 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is Introductory to Solving Classroom Knowledge on Tuesdays. Introduction to Solving Classroom Knowledge. And we get more information at that time. If you'd like to know more information, please text me at the 770-572-5315 if you'd like to know more information. And last but not least, we're here, like right here today, we have Assembly of the Righteous. Excuse me, y'all. Assembly of the Righteous. This is Assembly of the Righteous. And that's at 12 p.m. noon. 12 p.m. noon, Assembly of the Righteous. Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. For you at that point, you can see. And we getting ready to end everything now. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause Zoom so I can talk to my brother in the UK for a few minutes. But man, it's coming down on me. I'm gonna pause Zoom before we get rid of, say bye to everybody else on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So we're gonna pause, y'all. I love you. I appreciate you, and always peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. Now over here on Instagram, we're gonna tell you I thank you, I appreciate you, I love you. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you in all ways. Peace. Oh, excuse me. There we go. And over here on Facebook, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Yasha Allah, I appreciate you for coming, bro. Shalom, shalom, family. Peace and everlasting increase. Same to you, my beloved brother, and I thank you. I appreciate, love you, and thank you, my brother. Appreciate love. Peace. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Over here on Facebook Live, part 2. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you in all ways. Peace. What's going on?